And now it's time to look at extruded vector layers. Let's type a simple phrase, enable our 3D switch for the layer, and take a look at our new properties. There are a few different things here, most notably the extrusion parameter, which allows us to make fully dimensional objects. The bevel settings, which allow us to create bevels that extend out from our objects as straight chisels, outer rounded, or inner rounded scallops. An added control here allows us to set a separate outer bevel from the inner bevel, which is especially useful for type if you don't want the holes to fill in, but has other creative purposes as well. And vector layers have inherited all of the material options as well, including reflections, of course, which can make for some terrific looking effects. And of course, because this is After Effects, all of these properties can be animated. The source text on a text layer is fully animatable like any other After Effects text. And shape layer features like repeaters are all compatible with the 3D engine. And here's something hidden that you might otherwise not discover. If you check inside the Animate pop-up here in the timeline, this is where you can gain access to separate colors, transparency, and other properties of 3D layers that might otherwise be hard to find. Another cool new feature of After Effects 3D is the ability to take a flat image and turn it into an environment map. This map can appear as a distant background, although you'll probably want to have depth of field turned on since the map gets stretched so much it kind of blurs on its own by default. A great thing about the environment map is that it can appear in a scene or not, as well as appear in a reflection or not. Very useful feature. In spite of all of this great power, I feel like it's necessary to set proper expectations and explain a few things that you can't do in ray traced 3D. Pixel layers can have a source texture, but vector layers cannot. That means all of your 3D extruded elements are going to probably look like metal, plastic, or glass. You can do a lot with metal or plastic or glass, but if you need to texture your 3D elements like wood or marble or brushed aluminum, you may need to seek another solution. Also, when using the 3D ray tracer, there are quite a few things in After Effects that will no longer work with those layers, including effects, masks, and track mats. This is potentially very confusing if you didn't know to expect it. But for now, if you have to apply an effect or a mask to a 3D ray traced layer, you'll need to pre-compose the scene so that the 3D calculations are occurring in a nested comp, and the effect is only working on pixels. But in spite of these caveats, After Effects' amazing new 3D tools and render engine are going to be a creative bonanza for designers and are an excellent harbinger of great new features to come.